Good morning, students. Today we will see new concepts. That is magnetization and magnetic intensity. The next one is magnetization and magnetic intensity. Yeah. So this magnetization and magnetic intensity. Now, how to understand these two? Now, we all see in a moving charges and magnetism. What is that angular momentum, magnetic moment of spinning electron? This we have seen in wave. Moving charges and magnetism, electron revolving around the nucleus charge, we find UL. Clear? Magnetic moment. Okay. So when electron revolve in a orbit, what happened? It has magnetic moment, or that we call it as we denoted with a small m, dipole moment. Clear? So each material, see one material, one substance behave like a magnet. The reason is, in that material consists of atoms, right? In atoms, electrons revolves. So due to that revolving of electron, what happens? It acts like a dipole. Clear? Magnetic dipole. And it has magnetic dipole moment. That is M. These are all aligned in one direction. What are aligning? Magnetic moments of each atom. Aligned in one direction so that it acquires a property and it possesses a property that is magnetic property. Right? This is due to what? Only it's depend on its electron rotation, electron motion. Clear? So this magnetic moment, this is for only single atom. The magnetic moment per volume is called magnetization. Suppose you have a substance, this consists of atoms, right? Each atom, each atom electrons revolves. So this acts like a one magnetic moment, this acts like one magnetic moment, like this. All will align in one direction. Because of this, if these magnetic moments are not aligned in same direction, okay? See, we write single magnetic moment is M. If I take all magnetic moments, this I can take M net. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity. M net is nothing but vector sum of all magnetic moments. Already we know how to do the vector sum. It is mathematically it is looking sum, but in physics its sum is nothing but resultant of all vectors. Clear? That we know. So this M net is not equal to 0. Then it acts like a magnet. Some other materials, if you take a wood, wood will not that will not attract other materials. Reason, there also atoms are there. There also electrons revolve, but they possess magnetic moment. But all magnetic moments they oriented randomly. Then what happened? Magnetic net magnetic moment is equal to 0. Not equal to 0, this exhibits magnetic properties. If it is equal to 0, do not exhibit. Clear? That is the reason. So in every material, in any substance, it's nothing but, according to chemistry, it's a what? It's a group of atoms atom is consist of, so again every same story, electron revolves around the nucleus. So according to physics, moving charge develops the magnetic field, so it possesses magnetic moment. But why some materials having the property attractiveness, some materials do not have the attractive property. The reason is this one: net magnetic moment is not equal to zero. This exhibits magnetic properties. And then magnetic moment is equal to zero. This do not exhibit magnetic properties. Right? It's only depend on what? This magnetic moment and net magnetic moment. So what is magnetization? This magnetization, capital M, we denote it with capital M. This is, suppose if here I consider a substance, this volume is big. It is actually, if you take 3 dimensional like this. Here, take R. Understand? Now, this net magnetic moment by volume is called magnetization. Clear? This is a substance. This substance, each atom magnetic moment is small m, and all atoms magnetic moment, net magnetic moment m net by total volume of the substance is the magnetization. The units are magnetic moment unit ampere meter square. Current into area magnetic moment. Volume is meter cube. What happened? One will cancel ampere meter universe. Clear? Our dimensional formula. Meter is L minus what? A is A as it is. Here R you can write like this. A into L power minus 1. So this we do expect for 1 mark. What is magnetization? Then how do you write definition for a given substance? One net magnetic moment per unit volume is called as magnetization. Clear? The unit of SI unit of magnetization is ampere meter universe. Clear? Our dimensional formula they given both, you can write O or R. In your textbook they given L power minus 1 A. Then nothing wrong. No problem. You can write it. Anyway, this is magnetization. Magnetization is a vector. Clear? Next, what is magnetic intensity? That we will see now. Okay? Now here I am taking this magnetic material. I am keeping in, suppose, take a solenoid. This magnetic material I am keeping in a solenoid. Clear? Okay? Now current I passing through the solenoid. Right? Now what will happen? Due to this current, magnetic field developed in the solenoid is, take it as B naught. What is that B naught form? The magnetic field produced by the solenoid inside solenoid. Mu naught N I. So mu naught N I. What is N? Small n, number of turns per unit length. Now this is magnetic field produced by the solenoid. Now we kept the magnetic material. Then what will happen? The total field we can write B is equal to B naught plus Bm, because it already possesses some magnetic field, this material, because net magnetic moment is not zero. Am I correct or not? If this net magnetic moment is not zero, which it produces magnetic field, that field is we taken as Bm. So now same material we kept in a solenoid. Clear? Now solenoid, when current I passing through the solenoid, it produces the current, that is B naught. B naught is equal to mu naught Ni Then the net field after placing this material in a solenoid, net field we can write B is equal to B naught plus Bm. Am I correct or not? Clear. So B is equal to B naught plus Bm. What is Bm there? Bm is the field produced, contributed by the material core. Material core in the sense this one. Next, it turns out the additional field Bm is proportional to the magnetization M. Okay, this Bm is depend on what? It's depend on this is M. Means the relation between Bm and M is these two are directly proportional. If M is more, how do we suppose generally? When do M will be more? If magnetic moment is more, dipole moment is more. What is the dipole moment? The net dipole moment is alignment of these all single dipole, each dipole. Clear? If these are all, this strength is more, obviously M is more. When M is more, obviously Bm is more. Right? If the all atoms aligned in the same direction, I mean magnetic moments are aligned in same direction, then what happens? It has what maximum magnetic moment. Then this is maximum, obviously M will become maximum. M is maximum, Bm is maximum, right? So then this we will write Bm is equal to mu naught into M. This is one relation. Bm is what? Field produced by the material. Clear? So what is the relation? Bm and M? They are directly proportional. If M is more, Bm is more. Mu naught is what? It is a constant permittivity of free space. Already we have seen. Clear? What is mu naught? Mu naught is the permittivity of free space. Now the new term now we are going to see, that is H. H is called magnetic intensity. What is that? Magnetic intensity. Clear? So the new relation, how do we write this magnetic intensity with the magnetization? This H is equal to B by mu naught minus M. Or this we can write M plus H is equal to B by mu naught. Here, what is H? H is called magnetic intensity. How do we say the strength of the magnetic field? The strength of the magnetic field, the capacity of the magnetic field to magnetize the material. Clear? The strength of the magnetic field to magnetize the material is called magnetic intensity. M and H both are same. Here M and H units are same. Their SI units are same. So the relation is H is equal to B by mu naught minus M. From that equation, how do we write B? B is equal to mu naught M plus H. These are all. It depends on the question. We can alter the equations. Clear? Okay. Now, then they mention here where H is the same dimension of M measured in ampere meter inverse. Thus, the total magnetic field B is written as B is equal to mu naught M into H. Clear? This is the total field. What we have done previously, this one. Clear? Understand? Or very simple here. We can write this alternatively. See, B is equal to, what is B naught? Mu naught Ni plus, what is Bm? Mu naught M. Am I correct? So this is called Ni. We will take it as H. Mu naught M B. B is equal to mu naught. What is this? H plus here. So Ni is what? H is what? Magnetic intensity. This is what? The strength of the magnetic field to magnetize. Understand? So H we taken as Ni. So this is direct form. They given in the textbook directly this equation. Clear? So or we can write the same equation from this expression. Understand? So B is equal to mu naught H plus M. Who is so the strength of the magnetic field I mentioned. Strength of the magnetic field. How inside what is there? We wanted to mention V naught. Right? This V naught is depend on what? N into I. This is the strength of the magnetic field. Understand? Strength of the magnetic field to magnetize. Magnetization is called H. So remember these are all equations. Clear? So final equation what we get? B is equal to mu naught H plus M. In terms of B we written. Now we will see one more relation, that is susceptibility. The relation between M and H can be expressed as clear. So if H is more, obviously they directly proportional. If H is more, M is more. Am I correct or not? Clear. Or this we can write M is directly proportional to H. So Ni. What is Ni? H. Am I correct or not? Ni is what? H. If H is increases, B naught increases. B naught increases, obviously Bm increases. Bm increasing means what? M is increasing. Am I correct or not? See, external magnetic field, what it will do? It will align with all magnetic moments in the same direction. Am I correct or not? So this is already magnetic material. Net magnetic moment is not zero. There is, see what happens, all magnetic moments will not align in the, most of them align in same direction. Few are not in same direction. They will not align in the same direction. To make it, to arrange the remaining magnetic moments, then we apply the external magnetic field, that is B naught. This B naught align all magnetic moments in the direction of B naught. Right? When all dipole moments are aligned in the same direction, what is increasing? M increasing. Why M is increases? Because V naught increases. When V naught increases, Ni increases. Am I correct? This Ni we call it as H. So M is directly proportional to H. So this we will write M is equal to, this is called susceptibility. What is that? Susceptibility. So that is the relation between M and H. That we call it as, this we call it as susceptibility. What is that? Here, susceptibility. Now we will substitute this equation in B. What is M? Here, this M formula we will substitute from this equation. What is that? B is equal to mu naught H as it is plus, what is common? H common, 1 plus susceptibility. This is B. Clear? Understand? Now this we will write B is equal to mu naught mu r 1 plus susceptibility. Mu r, sorry, we written wrong. This is 1 plus susceptibility, we will write mu r H as it is. Mu r is equal to 1 plus susceptible. Clear? So why these are all, why we are doing these are all reason to understand which material and to differentiate magnetic materials. These parameters are important. What are the susceptibility, relative permittivity? Clear? Based on these values, whether magnetic materials are materials, we divide into different groups, right? Based on magnetic properties. How do we come to the magnetic properties? This we will come to know by susceptibility value and relative permittivity. See, if suppose this susceptibility is more, what does it mean? What is the expression susceptibility? Susceptibility expression we written as this M by H. Clear? If H is increases, M is increases, then what happens? For less H value, M is more. Susceptibility is more. What does that mean? This material is, it persists that magnetization. Clear? Understand? So it will become magnet easily, or it has more magnetic properties. So based on that, to know that this all based on the susceptibility values, based on the relative permittivity values, we will come to know materials are magnetic materials are not. So you please remember this all what formulas, very important. They do not ask these derivations, but we do expect questions, 1 mark and 2 mark questions, and in competitive these are all very important. Clear? Understand? You just remember this equation, B is equal to mu naught H plus M, right? And next equation, M is directly proportional to H. M is directly proportional to H. Proportionality constant is susceptibility, and this M value is substituted. Only 2 equations. From these 2 we got this equation, and mu r relative permittivity also remember 1 plus susceptibility. Clear? Understand? Okay, now then the continuation that B is equal to what did we written? What did we write? Mu is equal to B is equal to mu naught mu r into H. What is this relation? B is equal to mu H. Am I correct or not? Okay. Mu r, how do we write? Mu by mu naught. Relative permittivity. Definition: ratio of absolute permittivity to permittivity of free space. Then mu is equal to mu r mu naught. Clear? So another relation, mu, how do we write? Mu naught mu r. What is mu r? Mu naught 1 plus susceptibility. Clear? So these are the relations. These are used we will use in solving the problems. Clear? They mentioned in the textbook clearly. It is what is the susceptibility values? See, it is a small and positive for a material which are called paramagnetic materials. We will see in the next discussion. For susceptibility is small and positive. Suppose susceptibility is negative, that values are diamagnetic materials. In that case, M and H are opposite. If M and H are in same direction, small values are small, positive, but that are paramagnetic. If M and H are opposite in direction, opposite in direction means they do not exhibit magnetic properties. So that materials we call it as diamagnetic materials. We will see in the coming discussion magnetic properties and materials. Before that, we try to solve one problem. Example problem 10. So in this question, what did they give? A solenoid has a core of material with relative permeability, permeability 400. So permeability, relative permeability no units, and susceptibility also no units because it is a ratio. Right, M and H has magnetization and magnetic intensity both having same units and dimensions. They will cancel. So in this we have two physical quantities do not have mu r, do not have dimensions and units, and also susceptibility. How did we write the susceptibility? This is M by H. M units are same, H units are same. These two do not have units and dimensions. Clear? Now come to question. A solenoid has a core of a material. Core of material means before I have done. We place one material in a solenoid. Clear? So a solenoid has a core of a material with relative permeability mu r is equal to 400. The winding of the solenoid are insulated from the core and carries a current I. I is equal to 2 ampere. If the number of turns 100,000 per meter, small n also given, 1000 per meter. First, they are asking us calculate H. H is a question mark. Next, B, M is a question mark. Next, B is the question mark. Okay. In our derivation, what is H? H is equal to Ni. Clear? What is N? 1000 into I. 2. So this is 2000. What is that? Ampere per meter. Am I correct or not? Right. Next, what did they ask? Magnetic field B. See, they given relative permittivity. Right? We have a H. Use this equation. B is equal to mu naught mu r H. Mu naught value is what? 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. What is mu r value? 4000. What is H value? 2000. Clear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cancel, we have minus 2. So 4 pi into 4 into 8. 4 into 2, 8 into 10 power minus 2. This is equal to 32 pi into 10 power minus 2. This 32 into pi. What do you get? You will get around 1 Tesla. What do you get? 1 Tesla. Next, what did they give? Oh, first, B calculated. Next, what did they ask? M they asked. M. We have a relation. What is the relation? Already we have seen. What is that? B is equal to mu naught. H we taken down, right? H mu naught we taken down. H plus M. B we calculated. H also calculated. Then M we can get from this equation. How do we write? H is equal to M is equal to, we are calculating. M is equal to, what do you get? Mu naught comes to this side. Am I correct or not? B by mu naught minus H. Or this we can write B minus mu naught H by mu naught. Okay, that's whatever interest. That's your interest. How to simplify this? Substitute their values. B value is what? 1 minus 4 pi. Mu naught value 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into H value 400 by 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. calculate, you will get the answer. That is around 8 into 10 power 5. Okay. Or they given simplified solution is then very simple. That is also they given in the textbook very simple solution. Yeah, what m is equal to correct we written. What did we written? B minus mu naught by mu h. Then what did they write? Mu naught is equal to, what did they write next? Mu naught is B is equal to what? Okay, I will make it simple. This is, keep it like this for a simple calculation. What is B? This one. Mu naught, mu r minus mu naught h. Why? Mu naught, right? Then mu naught take it common. If you take it mu naught common, same result. Yes. Mu naught take it common. Mu naught take it common. What do you get? Mu r minus h by mu naught. Mu naught cancel. So here h is there, right? Here also h is there. Here what is there? H minus h. Now you can take h common. If you take it h common, what do you get? Mu r minus 1 into h. Mu r value what is it? 400. 400 minus 1 into what is h value? H value is what? 2000. Then very simple answer. 399 into 2000. So you get the answer. So it's depend on the question. We need to arrange the formula. We need to modify the formula. Next, magnetic properties of material. The next discussion is magnetic properties of materials. This we do expect for 5 marks. Without derivation, only points. So based on their values, the previous discussion I mentioned, susceptibility values, based on susceptibility values and related to permittivity values, will decide materials are magnetic, materials are not. So all materials right now in the second PU level, the materials according to this lesson, second PU lesson, materials are divided into 3 based on their magnetic properties. One is diamagnetic substances. First one is diamagnetic substances. Next, second one is paramagnetic substances, and third one is ferromagnetic substances. Okay, based on their magnetic properties. Clear? So already I given in the material clearly their properties. Now I will explain that. Clear? So classify the materials into diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic in terms of susceptibility values. And diamagnetic materials susceptibility value is negative. For diamagnetic substances, susceptibility value is negative. Clear? Positive but small, but ferromagnetic materials positive large values. Okay? For paramagnetic substances, susceptibility is positive and small. Ferromagnetic large and positive. Okay, clear? So based on the susceptibility, now we will see individually what is diamagnetic substances. First one, diamagnetic substances. Clear? So these diamagnetic, why do we say these were diamagnetic substances? Suppose if you suspend this diamagnetic suspend this substance in a uniform magnetic field, suppose this is a uniform magnetic field. Clear? This is B. If you suspend this magnetic field repel this or magnetic this material repel the magnetic field lines. So this appears. If we suspend this in a magnetic field, it repels the magnetic fields like this. Here. Reason already in the previous discussion I mentioned what the M and the H, they are lying in opposite direction. Clear? Understand? In diamagnetic substances, M net is equal to 0. This H is what? Magnetizing field, magnetic intensity. M is what? Magnetization. Magnetization means what? Magnetic moment per unit volume. So generally, if we do not place in a magnetic field, diamagnetic substances, their M net is 0. As soon as we place in a magnetic field, this M net align opposite to H direction so that it repel. Clear? Understand? So that's why these diamagnetic substances do not attract magnetic like materials. Clear? So when we suspend the diamagnetic substance in uniform magnetic field, this material repel the magnetic field lines. The material which repel the magnetic field lines, that material we call it as diamagnetic substance. Reason M and H are aligned opposite direction. Clear? So you want to know why it is opposite? We need deep study is required. That we will see in higher classes. The examples for the diamagnetic substances are bismuth, copper, lead, next silica, nitrogen, and STB, water and sodium chloride. So these are the examples. Bismuth, copper. What are the examples? Examples for diamagnetic substances: bismuth. I am not writing. I am writing only simple form. Bismuth. Next, copper. Next, lead. Next, silicon. Next, nitrogen. And STP. Next, water. Next, sodium chloride. I think NaCl. We do expect which are the following is examples for a diamagnetic substance. You can select any one: bismuth, copper, lead, silicon, nitrogen, and NaCl. Clear? So most exotic diamagnetic materials are superconductors. This is one more important point. Superconductor means already in current electricity you have seen. So when current, simply I am explaining here. If this is the conductor, if we send the 1 ampere current at this end, suppose end C, to reach B we do not receive 1 ampere current. Reason? Because of resistance, other factors are involved here. Temperature. Common property is what? Resistance and temperature. Due to this, what happens? We do not receive exact 1 ampere. We receive here less than 1 ampere. Understand? Less than 1 ampere. Suppose if this conductor passes 1 ampere from end C to end B as it is, without loss of current, then this conductor is said to be superconductor. Understand? What is simply to understand I am explaining. If there is no loss of current in the current, so that current we call it as that conductors we call it as superconductors. So these diamagnetic materials are superconductors, not at ordinary temperature. There is a special condition is there. So don't say all diamagnetic substances are superconductors. There is a particular condition shown. These materials cool to very low temperature, which exhibits both perfect conductivity and perfect diamagnetism. This is very important point. When they exhibit these are metals cool to very low temperatures and which exhibits both perfect conductivity and perfect diamagnetism. Hence, field lines are completely expelled. Already we mentioned this X is susceptibility negative, relative permeability almost zero. Clear? And already mentioned this values in our notes, to please check that. And here we need to know what is Meissner effect. The phenomenon of perfect diamagnetism in a superconductor is called Meissner. Meissner effect. We do expect this one mark question. What is Meissner effect? The phenomenon of perfect diamagnetism in superconductors is called Meissner effect. Actually, a superconductor repels a magnet and is repelled by a superconductor repels a magnet and repelled by the magnet. The phenomenon of perfect diamagnetism is in superconductors is called Meissner effect. Clear? So these are the points about these diamagnetic substances. Next one is second one, paramagnetic substances. Paramagnetic substances. What about this? When we subtended this material in a magnetic field, it's lightly magnetized. They mentioned paramagnetic substances, those which get weakly magnetized when placed in a external magnetic field. So, what happens if suppose the same situation, if paramagnetic material suspended in a magnetic field, previously it's repelled, but it will not repel. It allows passes through in this like this. Few lines it allows to passes through. What does that mean? It's weakly magnetized, not perfectly, completely. Clear? So paramagnetic substances are those which get weakly magnetized when placed in a external magnetic field. They have tendency to move from a region of weak magnetic field to strong magnetic field. Clear? This is strong magnetic field to weak magnetic field. Clear? So they have a tendency to move from the weak magnetic field to the strong magnetic field. They get weakly attracted to a magnet. Okay? So why this is? Because partially aligned, already we mentioned, M net is not completely zero, not equal to zero, but most, not completely, not equal to zero in the sense not all. But how can we write? Small portion of magnetic moment is not zero. That's why it has magnetic property. So as soon as we place this material in a magnetic field, what happens? So actually it has small m net. Clear? When it's placed in a magnetic field, what happens? This external magnetic field align all magnetic moments in same direction. Not all actually. Its effect. Then what will happen? It attracted by the magnetic field. So the no net magnetization is seen in the presence of external magnetic field V0, which is strong enough and low temperature. The individual atomic dipole moment can be made aligned in the point of the same direction of external field. This is very important point. The presence of external magnetic field, which is strong enough. If the external field is very strong enough, that is enough to align. At a low temperatures, the individual atomic dipole moment can be made to align and point in the same direction, like this. Before, what is there? This is M net very, very small. Now, some paramagnetic materials, examples for paramagnetic substance: aluminium, Al. Next one, sodium. Next one, calcium. Next one, oxygen. This is an STB. Next, copper chloride. These are all the examples for paramagnetic substances. Now, it's very one more important. It experimentally find that magnetization of paramagnetic materials inversely proportional to absolute temperature. M is inversely proportional to temperature. As temperature increases, magnetization decreases for paramagnetic substances. If temperature decreases, magnetization increases. Clear? So if you remove the proportionality constant, M is equal to C B naught by T. Or this is equivalent to, if B naught, if you write in the form of, we have a relation B and M, then this will become susceptibility is equal to C into mu naught by T. Remember these formulas. This is important. Okay. Now that C we call it as Curie's constant, or this is known as Curie's law. How do you write what is Curie's law? The paramagnetic substances, or we can write magnetization of paramagnetic substances is inversely proportional to temperature. This is called Curie's law. If you want the exact equation, write down this in terms of susceptibility or in terms of magnetization. Clear? So this is about paramagnetic substances. Okay? And for paramagnetic substances, susceptibility and mu r depend not only the material but also the temperature. Clear? These values I already mentioned in the table, you please refer to that. Next, finally, ferromagnetic substances. These are attracted very strongly. If we suspend this ferromagnetic material in a magnetic field, they attract very strongly. What does that mean? Their susceptibility values and relative permittivity values very strong, very large. Clear? So, why this is very strong? We need to know domains. So if we take the substances, now we are talking about ferromagnetic substances. So already I mentioned in the beginning of this class, dipole moments are there. They align like this, randomly. Here. In ferromagnetic substances, if you make it in this domain, dipole moments act in same direction, in one particular direction like this. So these regions we call it as domains. So already this eminent is not equal to 0. Once we place in a magnetic field, these all domains will align. Previously it has like this orientation. Once we place in a magnetic field, these domains all comes into same direction. That's why eminent will not be equal to 0. It's very strong. That's why this is attracted by very strongly, or it attracts the magnet strongly. Here, it's only depend on magnetic moment. So examples of these ferromagnetic moments are ferromagnetic substances are those which gets strongly magnetized when placed in the external magnetic field. They have strong tendency to move from region weak magnetic field to strong magnetic field. Here. So examples for this is iron, nickel, cobalt. Examples for ferromagnetic substances are iron, nickel and cobalt. Ferromagnetic material field lines are highly concentrated in non-uniform magnetic field. The sample tendency move to from region of high field. This is common. And next, in some ferromagnetic materials, the magnetization persists. Such materials called as hard magnet and hard ferromagnetic materials like all-nickel, an alloy of iron, aluminium, nickel, cobalt and copper. So we do expect what is all-nickel? This is what alloy of iron, aluminium. What is that? Hard ferromagnetic. What is that material? AlNiCO. All-nickel, aluminium. Next, this is a mixing of nickel, Ni, next cobalt and copper. Reason, if these ferromagnetic materials, if you place in a magnetic field, clear, then this get magnetized. If we remove the external magnetic field, it do not loses its magnetic property. Understand? Before, what happens? Let us say M net is 0 because of random orientation of domains. By placing, if you place this magnet in a uniform magnetic field, what happens? M net not equal to 0. Previously, M net is equal to 0. Now, not equal to 0. Reason, we applied it B. We place the external magnetic field that arranges all magnetic fields in the same direction, right? Now, if you remove B, what happens? M net will become 0, but this will not become 0. Understand? That materials, ferromagnetic materials. That's why that materials we call it as hard ferromagnetic materials that we made with all nickel, aluminum, nickel, cobalt and copper. And some they loses this magnetic property. Even the ferromagnetic substances they persist the magnetic property, and some loses their magnetic property. That call it as a soft ferromagnetic materials. Clear? So ferromagnetic materials are iron, cobalt, nickel, and their permeability is very high, already given, and temperature effect on ferromagnetic substances. So by increasing the temperature, it loses its ferromagnetic properties. It comes to paramagnetic material. Understand? By rising the temperature, ferromagnetic material it loses its properties and it comes to paramagnetic substances. So that is, there is transition. It transforms from ferromagnetic material to paramagnetic material at a particular temperature. So that temperature we call it as Curie's temperature. So here Curie law, how do we write ferromagnetic substances? Susceptibility is equal to C by T minus Tc. Okay, T is greater than Tc. Clear? So the temperature of transition from ferromagnetic to the paramagnetic is called Curie's temperature, Tc. The list of Curie's temperature of certain ferromagnet susceptibility are given in the textbook, given in the table. You just read this, you will come to know. So don't worry, this only theoretical. This answer we do not having any derivation. You can write with susceptibility, relative permeability values, examples, all values, how they behave when we place in a magnetic field. If you write this, you will get 5 marks. They don't ask 3 at a time. They will ask write the differences between a dia and para, or write the differences between para and ferro, or write the differences between ferro and dia. This we do expect in 5 marks or 3 marks. Okay, it's compulsory one question from this magnetic materials in any exam, the final exam or supplementary exam. So this table is very important. I have given in the material. You please read that. You will understand my explanation. Remaining we will see in the next class.